This episode is sponsored by Kelley King Coaching Services, an identity-centered and results-driven executive coaching business that helps professionals sharpen their leadership skills so they can embrace the next level of their career journey. If you're a leader who needs clarity and confidence on how to thrive in your current or future leadership role, let's chat. Visit kelleykingcoaching.com. That's Kelley, kingcoaching.com to schedule a free 30-minute coaching session and also learn about the services we offer so we can get you up and going on that career journey that you are desiring to be on.
Are you hiding that? Because that's a horrible hide.
You study for a test, trying to cheat. I used to do this shit.
Listen, I was the king of cheating at Central now. People ask those memes, would you go back? I would not go back because I can't cheat again. Too many things had to go right for me to
Right.
To get these,
the gears got to be turning. All gears.
I can't do it. I couldn't go back.
We had balls back then too. We had academic balls. We didn't give a fuck.
No. True. Took an L. I would not go back because I couldn't cheat again the way I was cheating. I cheated from high school all the way through college on the test. I got so bad. I got so flagrant with it. This girl I was in grad school, we had to track her down. Like, we about to cheat today. We about to cheat today.
I'm gonna tell you what we did in the English department. It was Benny, Tracy from Rocky Mountain, tall, light-skinned Tracy, Delta, Erica.
Oh yeah.
Me,
Murphy,
Erica Murphy. It was 3 boys, 3 girls.
CU.
And we had it planned out. Tracy, Erica sat here. Me and Benny sat here. I can't remember who the other 2 folks were. And we were passing some shit like a damn track team, like a baton.
Like a baton.
So I don't know if it's live, but Erica, if she hear this, Erica was a part of the cheat squad.
Part of cheat squad. Cheat squad.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do because I damn sure did it. I don't want to go back because I couldn't cheat again.
Hey, Dolores Bird and a white chick named Amy got me out of school.
Out of Central?
Yeah. For real one?
No. Well, no. Second degree.
Second degree.
Yeah. First degree was
Who the hell is Dolores Bird?
We all can think of somebody who helped us get the fuck up out of there, yo.
I know this chick is a Delta from NC State, of all places. When I was in grad school. I forgot what class it was. Some shit I ain't need. Something like accounting, statistics. You don't need that.
Gosh.
Miriam. Y'all remember Miriam with the locks?
Played football?
No, Miriam. Her sister
played softball?
I don't know if she played. She from DC. Fine with the locks.
Are we on, Joe?
Yeah, we in the building. 4 times dope. Yeah, we known to get it live, man. 4 times dope. New level, keep it high, yeah. 4 times dope. Mic check, now we on it, we live.
Oh shit, let's do it.
Right on set.
Nigga.
Action.
All right. Here we are back at the 4 Times Dope podcast. Welcome, boys. Hey, everybody. We're here in Raleigh recording together. First time ever, so this is going to be weird for everybody. So
it's going to be weird. The energy is going to be good.
The energy is great, but it's also like, I don't have my laptop. I got to work on my goddamn elbows.
I think the setting is somewhat kind of like eccentric and different for me.
This shit is sexy.
It's just dope.
Comfortable.
I ain't in my computer room.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not on the Zoom.
Right.
Somebody's
Can't hide
elbows. I got to put these elbows on something. So it's going to be on here today.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's your boy JP. You got Kwame, Kasharo, and Jermaine, Mr. Maserati himself. How's everybody doing?
Now we doing good, man. It's good. Yeah.
Well,
Drive down wasn't too bad. It was cool, man. It's good to be back home.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kasharo?
so get very nostalgic when I come back.
Well,
I went to the yard.
These bums didn't come for homecoming, so I don't know what y'all talking about.
nigga, it's a full-fledged pandemic out there.
Still alive. Still out there.
Touche, black man. Touche.
Right.
Mask coming off, niggas drinking. Ain't nobody keeping no mask on.
Oh, wasn't no mask on.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yo, that shit was under. It was draws around their neck. It was right here. Ain't nobody had no
it
mask
cold.
on.
Everybody talk gloves and stuff. Like
Yeah, but wasn't no mask on.
It should be on
Face
their face.
out.
It should be on their face, not on their freaking hands.
Man, mask off. Mask off all day.
I was good on it, man.
Did it feel different though?
It felt like it was homecoming light. It wasn't like super homecoming. It was just.
On a
It
dot.
felt like a good game. It wasn't an A&T game. Because A&T game would be jam packed, but it was like a thick game. And Tulsa fed the city. So just be clear about that.
Okay, for the city.
Putting all you all on notice that Tulsa fed the city.
Okay.
We ran out of plates before we ran out of food.
Oh.
Okay.
That sounds good.
We ran out of cups before we ran out of liquor.
Way.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
we did that. So everybody was at our tailgate. The Kappas tried to have something, but oh well, it didn't work out. On the field, they tried to do something, and I think a couple other people tried to do something, but we really exercised our right to our 90th anniversary, so we pulled it off.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Saw the pictures.
what's up,
Congratulations for that.
Appreciate that.
That's good shit. That's good shit. All right. I'm sorry. You like to say something else? Somebody?
Nah. And I was just saying this being back in general, like it seemed like see how much it growing and changing in Raleigh, and I guess this whole area. All I'm seeing is houses going up.
Right.
Like the damn prices of the houses are the same in the DMV now. I'm like,
Right.
damn, what the hell's going on here, man? Like, damn, freaking.
We got space.
That's true. But that's
not for
About to
long.
be gone, right?
Yeah, y'all better be. Yeah.
That's something I noticed too, like how much it's grown, it's changed, and the property values have gone up.
Yeah.
And I talked to some folks just yesterday, and it was talking about how much properties are now. And I said the same thing. I said, "Damn, we're back in the DMV. Them shit like prices are like
Yeah.
So that's why these smaller towns spring up, I imagine. So that's why you can get a Clayton.
right.
Nightdale. That's where it goes. You just end up going to another town because you can't live here.
Right.
But
This
building on
is
that too.
taken.
Right.
They building on the outskirts too,
Yeah.
like Roseville and all that.
All that's coming up next.
I'm looking at them all that.
Yeah,
I'm looking like,
yeah.
yo, nothing but apartment
It's gonna be a
buildings.
commuter.
I mean, not apartment
Right.
buildings,
Gonna commute.
townhomes.
Right.
DMV.
Sooner or later. Right.
Yeah.
Probably run the train through here in the next 5, 10, 15 years too.
Well,
You talking like a
They
metro?
should have been did that.
Yeah, they were talking
They're
about
talking
it
that's
some
where we
years ago.
live.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Duke put a kibosh on that. The university put a kibosh on that because it's supposed to go from Charlotte to Raleigh to Durham. Is that how it goes? However it goes.
You talking about like a state
You talking
transit?
about Metro? You must-
Or you talking about a
Metro.
city?
a light
city?
rail.
A light rail.
A light rail from Charlotte. Because you should be able to go to Charlotte today. You don't have to wait for a train. It should be a quick down and back kind of thing.
Right. Right.
Sounds like a BART train or something.
Yeah, it's not a commuter train or something.
Yeah.
That's a huge commuter
That's a
train.
big jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
From Charlotte to here.
We got a train, but a commuter like a light rail, like they have in Charlotte.
Right.
That should go down and back.
Oh, you
But it
talking about?
stops in Charlotte.
But you talking? Oh, okay. All right, I think I get what you're saying.
But yeah, it was supposed to go from Charlotte all the way up to Durham, Raleigh, like that. But Duke said no. Somebody eminent domain.
Oh my God.
There's that.
I wonder what that was about.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So, we've talked about a whole bunch of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. Regarding, well, actually, more so, Breonna Taylor's death and George Floyd's death sparked conversation from us about racism as Black men in America. And we've talked about a lot of things, but more importantly, we've actually shared just how we have been affected by those incidents. But I want us to basically now to kind of like revisit that topic of being Black men in America, because it actually, people hear that, but they don't hear it. Like, and what I mean is, being Black men in America, it's affixed to trauma, whether we want to admit it or not.
Right.
There's some traumatic experience to being Black in America. So, I guess what I would like for us to do is just to share our experiences of racism and how it's played, or how it's affected us, and in any form or fashion, from anxiety to post-traumatic stress, or just your perception of wanting to be in certain spaces. Has it made you not want to be in certain spaces? Is what I'm saying.
Being a Black man.
You
mean?
Yeah. Or race. Well, more specifically, think of an experience that you've encountered with racism, right? You met racism head on in some form or fashion, and how did that affect you? I guess that's what I'm asking. Or I want to know.
That's hard for me because I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm sure I have experienced it,
Right.
but it's like
Right.
to think of an experience as like direct.
Yeah.
it's been hard for me to really think about a situation like that. But I'm sure I faced it. You know, outside of the normal, you go in the store, you got somebody following you.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. You being profiled.
Right.
Like I got that like plenty of times. I can't really think of a time where I just was dead on. Like that's blatantly what it was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe we circle
I
back
can't
then.
think about it.
Because probably when we talk about it, probably something's going to jog your memory.
So.
But and it was funny because something recently happened. But I was looking on Twitter and somebody had shared. I don't know if it was who's it, Jamila Hill or
Jamil?
Jamil, yeah, and they was
Jamil Hill.
Jamil Hill, yeah. They was saying about what was the first time you ever experienced racism,
Mm-hmm.
and a whole bunch of people just listed their different experiences. Like it was crazy, like hearing people like what people's teachers says to them, to like just people's other like kids and peers were saying about the kids not allowed, or my parents I can't play with you because you're a monkey and stuff like that. It was like some crazy junk that was going up there. But so I couldn't really think of my first time, but I had thought of a situation where it just stuck out in my head when I was reading that post, and it was when I was playing middle school like football, and I was playing for Fort Eustis, this Army base, Fort Eustis Eagles, which were the Eagles too, and we played against this team in Virginia called Pocosin, and it was like a majority white area, kind of redneckish, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So it's already kind of known for the racism.
They're not a base; they're just regular folks.
No, yeah, we was like, well, it was us in Langley. There was other base, but other everybody else was civilian areas, and so I remember we was about to play them, and they had their cheerleaders, we had our cheerleaders and stuff, or whatever. So most people on our team was either black or or Latinx, whatever and stuff. Trying to be proper. I don't say Hispanic,
Mexican.
Latinx. Most of them were probably Puerto Rican, but yeah, but But so like that was the majority of we had white people on the team too. So of course the cheerleaders were going to be the same thing, mostly majority, black or either Latino race, whatever and stuff like that. So of course the cheerleaders, they was up there and they was kind of like doing the pyramids and kind of stacking each other like whatever, and like the other people in the stands of that other team. It was like fall niggas fall.
Damn.
Fall niggas. But they was cheering that jump, fall niggas fall. That jump was so crazy. It was just like nobody was saying or doing anything about it. It was just like this is their town.
Allowing it.
Yeah, it was their town. It was their home stadium. We was traveling, you know what I'm saying? And they just felt like, it didn't even matter. It was blatant.
No one said like
no, they did until it stopped. At least from my
the pyramid was over.
Till the pyramid was over, until they got down. They were saying fall niggas fall. I mean, it was like straight up. Right. And of course, that kind of fueled us, and we beat the crap out of them. But it still was just the fact that I was like, it was just so blatant. Right. So I don't know if it actually affect me personally, but it's just more or less that I remember it stands out because clear as day, because that was one of the things I just seen like it was no shame behind.
No shame, and it was adults and.
It was kids, people in the stands. I don't know what the other kids' cheerleaders were saying. It might have been some parents. It was crazy. And this is probably like in like the late 80s, I guess, then at that point. Yeah. So it must have been like 89, 90 or something like that.
And that was in Virginia?
Yeah, in Virginia.
Good old Virginia hate too.
Yeah, it was in coastal Virginia. Shit. Yeah,
that's coastal Virginia shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best kind.
That's like Tidewater. It's like Tidewater going towards going towards
that's right off the ship.
Yeah, but Coastal's kind of like near Newport News, but it's almost like near Yorktown, Mills.
Yeah,
right. But if you go, it's kind of like near the water though.
Oh, we hate you too.
Yeah, they was there. It was like it was crazy, man. So that was one of the things. But I think just in general, I mean, that might have affected. But I pay attention to like microaggressions and stuff a whole lot.
Definitely.
And sometimes like the undertone of what's going on. Right. And sometimes you don't want to overread everything, but you can't be stupid and realize, okay, I know where you're getting at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just more. I'm more aware of that.
Definitely.
So.
Jamie, what did you think about?
So I'm from Robinson County, which is at the bottom of the state in the South. So in our county, there are three races. There's black, white, and Native American. We call them Indians. So the Lumbees. So I didn't recognize that there were three races in our county versus someone else. Like, where are the Lumbees at? I say that to say, in my little town, at my high school, there was only blacks and Lumbees. Our little town had another high school, believe it or not. It's called Flora McDonald. And it existed for all the white folk. So we didn't have regular white folk at the school. We had poor white folk at our school, but the rich or well-to-do ones could go to Flora McDonald. So we didn't have a lot of white classmates in Red Springs. Right. So my uppity ass decides to just be everybody's friend And there's this new white girl that came to town. Her name was Megan. And she lived on Main Street in a big old mansion. Got to be 10,000 square feet. You can look it up on Main Street, Red Springs, North Carolina. So Megan's new to town. She goes to Florida McDonald. So my homeboy Nicholas, he lives next door to her, or his mansion's across the street. Hers is Dick's. And he introduced me to Megan, so we become close friends, and they have a prom. And she invites me, so I go. And my mom like, I don't think you should go. I'm like, why?
She gave you the warning, huh? She
gave me the heads up. I don't think you should go to that. So I go anyway. Her mom and dad took us. Her dad took us to the Florida McDonald prom. So imagine.
Is she your date, or you're just going as friends?
No, that's my date. But we were young. I wasn't trying to do nothing.
Yeah. I was
curious. Probably like 9th grade. I was still naive.
Okay.
I was still hopeful that shit was just gonna be what it was.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we go and have a good time, but it was a ton of microaggressions. So I'm the only black guy in there. So there was a ton of microaggressions going on in there the whole time. I forgot what they were saying, but it was like, they weren't gonna fuck with me, but they were just saying soft shit. Right. So
you brought the rapper here?
it was shit like that.
Yeah, little stuff.
And it was, okay. Cause she's new, so she don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And
I'm like, I remember you from 3rd grade, because they was with us and then they just disappeared.
Yeah, came back.
When they got to like 7th, 8th grade. They left us. Stephanie, Baker, all these little white girls that was our classmates, and they just up and gone. They went across. Our town is small, so they went to the other school.
Right.
So it's like, it's y'all, it's me, baby. Right. Ain't shit changed.
Right.
OB. But they were just being very standoffish, but yet the little boys were trying to be racist. And it's like, what you gonna do to me?
Right.
Nothing. So I remember that clearly because I took the picture and she sent it to me. Not sent it to me, but I got a copy of it. My black ass with her white. The lighting didn't even work. That's how bad it was. The light, he didn't set up the lights right. Or the photographer didn't. So I was really dark in that picture. She was really light in that picture. I just remember the small microaggressions. And in my town, I just realized this as an adult. So Red Springs has a pool. I've never been in that pool. Ever. But St. Paul's, which is our rival, they have a pool. I've been in that pool at least 30 times. We would have to get together, get in the church bus, and go to St. Paul's, get in their pool because we couldn't get in the Red Springs pool.
Right. And St. Paul's was like the black area or something?
St. Paul's is a whole other town, and it's like they got the same thing we got kind of thing. But imagine the black folk got their stuff together enough to say, to hell, we can get in the pool. Right. So my homeboy said, well, Fonte would tell him his mom and their family, like, we would sneak in the pool, like get a table and jump in and get in the pool and stuff. So it was all the stuff's coming to me like, oh shit, I never got in that pool, ever. Drove by it, but it's like, it's a system. Right. In that small little town.
And you born into it.
And it worked.
And you're born into it.
You're born into it because this is what happens, this is what you do. And you might not know the reason why, you just don't do it.
You got to tell me why we can't swim. I learned how to swim through Boy Scouts. But you can't tell me why my sister doesn't know how to swim. Both sisters, my mom, stepdad. Nobody knows how to swim, but we got a pool. Right. Help me understand. Right. So it's just the systematic racism that I was used to. It wasn't overt because it was understood because the white folk were just away. They were never like in our city. Nobody was at Food Line. They would go somewhere else, like Lumberton, to get their groceries. Right. But the Lumbees and the blacks were in town and would congregate together. But the racism is understood to me. I was in scouting. You could see some stuff, but we were blessed enough so they would just keep that racism on the low away from me. Them white boys was working with me. And I figured out, and I took on a lot of their traits, which was, I'm going to apologize for what I did to you versus asking you to do something. Right. The ability to just take some shit. My wife be like, why are you doing it? Because I can. That shit came from them. Ain't nowhere in the world I would do that any other time. You know what I mean?
So you almost feel like you're entitled in a sense.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm entitled. You know how I am.
Well, that explains a lot then.
Right, I'll take it.
This explains a whole lot.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, let's go in here. I remember like just even
let's go down there.
Something simple as like, yo, Kelley, got an open door over here. I'm like, damn, we should go in there. Come on, man, let's go. I'm like,
let's go. Exactly. They should have left it open.
I'm like, all right, let's go.
It explains it because the whole Boy Scouts aura was white space, whiteness,
white. Yeah.
White
moms, white dads.
So it influenced you. You saw how they rock.
Young white boys taking shit and don't care.
Right.
All that shit came to them.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. Why would I not take that?
Right.
Right.
So my experience, Jamie, is like I think Kashar will say this. I can't remember directly, like at a young age, like overt racism. I'm sure it happened. I more so remember the systemic parts of it.
Yeah.
Like how I make white people feel in their space.
Mm-hmm.
Or recently, this white guy saw me going into the store. This is no bullshit. He saw me going into the store, and I saw him seeing me.
Yeah.
And I came back, and he asked me, was I a professional athlete? Right.
Couldn't get it off your brain.
Because he couldn't match a man-made possession in a black man without being some kind of professional athlete or some shit like that. Or even at work.
Or entertainer or something.
Right. Or even at work, and you come into a room. The first thing I do when I enter a room, which I already know, I know who's in the room, but like in meetings, I'll look in the room just to see how many black people in there.
Right.
So I can know what area I may need to want to sit in. And I'm the only one, but you can tell how your culture, like you represent your culture when you walk into a room.
Right.
From the way you dress to your persona, your aura, and all this stuff like that. And I can tell how white folks don't want to be a part of your culture. They don't want you to bring any of your culture in the room. But if you're coming in there with some damn tight ass Dockers on and some fucking
assimilating,
you're assimilating and you're mimicking, and you're more acceptable. Because that entitlement is beyond real. Mm-hmm. And now that things are starting to collapse from its own weight a little bit, it's like scattering, trying to find refuge and trying to maintain that leverage. Right. It's weakening. So yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of like I'll piggyback what you were saying, how I started. I've never seen anything like blatantly like overt in my face. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I have been affected, you know, from seeing other stuff. You know what I mean? Like when all the people were getting killed, by the cops. You know, from Trayvon Martin, especially most recently George Floyd and Ahmaud, just so on. Like when those string of deaths were happening, right. Like it just kind of like did something to me. Right. You know what I mean? Like I can't remember which guy it was, but the one who, let's start with that. I can't remember the one who was sitting in the car with his little girl.
The one in Minnesota.
Yes.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
With his girl and his daughter.
Girlfriend and daughter in the back seat.
No, that was Philando Castile.
Yes, him.
In Minnesota.
Yeah.
That one. Yes.
Yeah. And he had a legal.
Right. That one right there, like, put me in tears. Like, and that's when I kind of like.
Right.
Okay, like this, we know it's real.
Right.
But like when you see certain stuff, that's like you gotta like, okay, I guess when you say you woke now, like that definitely like woke me up.
You can empathize with it.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, like this really affected me. Like I was sitting there watching it in tears. Like I can't believe this is happening.
You know what?
Because you're a black man, you have 2 daughters, and that can easily be yourself. You see yourself in that situation, and that's the reason why that it probably affect you even more personally than maybe some other things. Not saying they didn't affect you either, but you can see yourself, being there, and you being in the car at Addie, Avery, whatever, and a cop, that kind of cop can stop you, and that could be that situation right there.
And also to that point, that messed me up too. That one did. I think, Kashara, when I saw that, even because that was before George Floyd, really what messed me up was Mike Brown and Jordan Davis. Mm-hmm. And I
remember Mike Brown, Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis was when had the music turned up too loud, and the guy pulled up and shot him up and went and ate pizza like ain't nothing happened.
And wine, drank some wine with him later.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But so I think it sounds like we all have been like somewhat psychologically and emotionally affected. But
certainly.
With me, here's where I really started to kind of like be concerned. When the pandemic popped off and we were forced to wear masks, I was somewhat timid to even wear a mask and having to go into stores and go into certain spaces with my mask on. Right. Because now I felt like they're killing us with no mask on. With this mask on, with the mask on.
It gives you an excuse to
it gives you an excuse.
Give them an excuse.
Right. I didn't know what you was coming to do.
So but my point is it is trauma. It may be mild. It doesn't even matter if it's mild or severe, but it's trauma. I know I've experienced it. And even just driving to work, having to go into a white space where it's just me, I always think about, this is no lie, I think about my HBCU to help me kind of navigate through it, and I think about what tactics do I need to survive in this space today.
Dang.
That's true.
Every single fucking time.
That's so true. And what you're saying now, I just moved into a new neighborhood, right? Very diverse neighborhood, but still, it's more of the other than us, right? So across the street, this lady just moved in, older white couple, and so they moved in like 2 weeks after we did. We haven't gone over and introduced ourselves to them yet, right? The neighbors beside us, we have it's a white lady and an Italian man. They're cool. White. Well, I have to be clear. He's Italian. But anyway, Italian. So the white couple, we haven't, but we've all seen each other. But it's kind of like, but no one has said anything.
Right.
I ain't going to come over there.
Then the neighbor beside them just moved in, white guy. So we have to be looking out the window, and we saw her go over and talk. Yes, introduce themselves. So, me and my wife was talking. It was like, so could it be since we were here first, they're waiting for us to come over and invite? Because clearly they were there first before him, so they went over there. So we trying to figure them out because no one spoke. So the other night I was going to the mailbox. I saw the white lady. She was walking her dog. She didn't see me yet, but I was walking to the mailbox. It was dark. So she stopped. The dog stopped to pee, and so I saw her look over her shoulder. Yeah, it looked right at me. Wow! But she turned around quickly. So I'm like, okay, so still trying to figure out what is it because it's dark and it's a black man walking with a hoodie on to the mailbox. So like, let me just not make eye contact and get back to my house, or there's no. You know, what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure it out. So we was just like, how do we navigate through this situation? Because why do we even have to do this?
Right. Hey, play the game, bro. Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna speak to you. Not gonna speak.
Right.
So
we supposed to be like it ain't far apart. Like we gonna see each other. So what we supposed to do? But it's like. To even have a thought process of how to navigate because you have a white neighbor, you don't know what they think and how they gonna react. Like these are things we have to think about. You know what? And it shouldn't have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But we have those thoughts. We have this conversation like every other day, especially every time we see them.
But y'all should just get over with.
We know that's what I'm saying.
Well, what she said, I was like, just go next time we see him outside. We just gonna go over there, see, and then we can get a better vibe of them once we actually. Because then it'd be concrete. It'd be concrete. You're not guessing no more at that point. Yeah, so that's what we said. Once
you go here and you do it and acting like what? Because it could be something just totally like it's different because other people was there and y'all was there first and may feel like I should speak first. It could be something simple.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
But like you said, you might probably right though. I believe you should feel. But now let's put it out there and let's see if it's gonna be for real. And then you acting all funny or whatever. Else and stuff. Then and like, all right, we know what it is for sure now.
Right. Yeah, so that's what
we're clearly
clear about it.
All right, boys, let's switch gears. Our next topic of discussion is what profession tries to holler at single mothers the most? What profession tries to holler at the single moms the most?
Single mom.
Well, you think it's the most, or which professions in general? Because it could. I mean, there probably is more out there than we think. We know what the most is. Well, everybody's opinion might be different.
Right.
Well, that's what we want to discuss to see what it is.
So I ain't saying who land the plane the most, but who tries to holler at them the most.
Who's always trying to
single moms. Who has access to single moms the most?
Well, give it to me, Jermaine.
Let's listen down. Let's listen.
So this is what I'm gonna say. This has been kind of based on my experiences. So, youth sports coaches,
nigga. Number one.
I coached 5 and 6, 7-year-old basketball at Bethesda. And you talking about single parents, single moms, damn single aunts, whoever dropped them kids off. They can get it, huh? And they want to know who the coach is.
Mm-hmm. Who's the coach? Because I need Junior to start.
So it might have been about 10 of us, and they would I think some of the coaches knew who were off limits, like caliber woman you get. But I knew some guys. I would hear guys talk about, oh, you see such and such driving such and such car, dropping a kid off. Well, that's her, you should see his mom or her mom. But they were definitely trying to get at their moms, man. So I would say that. I would say, from my experiences, the coaches, but also I think barbers.
Ding.
Guess number 2.
One or two.
I think barbers got they
That's every other week, if not every week.
Right.
And that's been going on forever.
For 30 minutes at least.
My mom taking me to the barbershop. I remember vividly her taking me to vividly going to the barbershop and these like random dudes. Like at the time, looking like, what you talking about, mom? But they were trying to put their bid in the barbershop.
She done dropped them off.
This in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, she the only woman in there.
And she gotta wait. You don't go outside in the car. You don't phone.
Yeah, she ain't leaving her son. Yeah, I'm gonna sit right here with my kids.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? Even to this day, like when that woman comes into that barbershop with their kids, it feels like it's an unknown thing. Like even the guys getting the haircut, the other barbers,
we're all looking.
Yeah, you can all tell. And they say, especially if she got a little shape on her or something like that. It's like everybody got that same thought. You know what I'm saying?
The same bandwidth.
Heads up, like man.
Yeah, exactly. So like you said, but then like you said, if you the barber was cutting that son's hair, you get the most access.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's me. You gotta give me the money.
Yeah, you gotta give me the money. You gotta ask me how you want to fade.
Free.
Yeah, how you want the fade? You know what I'm saying?
Line him up in the back.
Yeah, you make sure you make. He probably your son had the best haircut there is.
Right, but the
best.
The thing is, Kwame, you just said it. Like we're all on one accord, because as men, as a single woman coming into this lion's den with all these men,
damn right.
It's like it's everybody's on one accord. We're thinking this. We ain't gotta say it, but we definitely thinking it.
You don't gotta say a word.
It's understood.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's like a look. Everybody
Are we
has.
not acknowledging the fact that Jermaine is both of those people?
Oh.
Right. So
we're not acknowledging the fact that Jermaine is both of those people.
Speaking from experience.
This dude told on himself.
Damn. Yeah.
And I wasn't even thinking that shit. I wasn't even thinking it. I'm just talking about.
Hey, Joey told on himself.
Yeah.
He said, "You coach
and barber, and
he been cutting my hair since '95." He been told on himself.
That's some real shit.
You know what it is? Because by the time you get to ask him for the haircut, and by that time, you know what I'm saying, the small talk there with the mom and everything. By that time, you hear the mom saying, "Well, he gonna meet his dad this time, and you know we gotta drop the kids off and all that." So by
he got a big game.
But I'm saying she's single though, right?
Well, that's how you figure. That's how you figure it out.
What you don't even know. It could just be a mom taking her son. You don't know.
But what you miss what I'm saying.
So much time.
What I'm saying is you navigating because now you build that rapport. You're not his barber,
right?
You got a small talk,
right.
And you learn the schedule. Then you're like, oh, okay, she's not married. She got no ring on her. You put it all together. You know what I'm saying?
It don't take long.
She you know what I'm saying? She talking about she drop the kids off, the dad and his family or whatever like that. Oh, he must not be together. At that point, you might know like she might be available, and it gives the person the
she could be married. She could still be available.
Right.
She be married, yeah, whatever. But you know the story.
That's a different subject.
Yeah.
But
that's another topic.
Totally different.
But let's stick to this question, Charles. What profession, in your opinion? I mean, we got the top two, in my opinion.
Well, I we do, but I will say, being on the as a practitioner, being on the side of people coming in for therapy. When I was an intern, you have people coming in with a lot of marital problems, kid problem, not with the other parent. So I've seen that a lot. And one of my supervisor, the person who was coaching me throughout that process, he actually told me like he's met a lot of women through
this.
Yes.
Wow.
Easy pickings.
Right. It's like
I know the situation.
But
the ethical issues with that?
But that's what I'm about
Beyond
to say.
ethical.
I'm about to say I learned what not to do from this person because he was telling me like how basically preyed on some of these women
Right.
on their vulnerabilities.
They hurt and get to them.
She told him what it was.
But it happens more than not.
I like it when he talked to me. Now I gotta talk to her
because exactly you got somebody listening. You know, most times women just want somebody to listen.
Using a trauma.
Just hear me.
Yeah. So
damn.
So
therapist, dirty macking.
Dirty dig nigga. God. Your therapist is crazy.
So
they do.
Oh shoot. All right. So what you got, Kwame? Who is your profession that talks or tries to get a single mothers the most?
Well, like I said, Jermaine took the two obvious ones.
Right.
I mean, one had said something I didn't think about, but it makes sense.
What'd he say?
It's a photographer.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't say no photographer. You said preachers, didn't you?
He said
preachers.
Oh, okay. Well,
I thought he said
them niggas.
I think photographer too.
Earlier.
Okay. But he's right, though.
But I'm going to go with the photographer in that situation because I can see that or not necessarily a photographer, videographer, whoever, person is giving like a
I can
service,
show you yourself.
A service, and show yourself, and now you have to go and I'm not saying like change and all that stuff, but like you're saying, but then you have to have a level. You can give a woman a level of comfortability with you, whatever and stuff. And then, hey, it may not take much, whatever and stuff. But I guess that might not even be necessarily a single mom though. It could be just a woman.
I think just women. Period.
Women. Period.
As a photographer, you're putting a woman in a space that she's happy with. And you're giving her and exposing her to shots and
making her feel good.
Right. So you're tampering with a woman's self-esteem at that point. And you got her in this space. And whatever you say goes in that space as a photographer. So definitely,
Toot your booty up.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. A little higher.
You call the shots in that space.
Higher.
Listen, as a joke, I've actually told people to get in trees. And
get in trees and they'll do it.
I believe it.
So they live it. So, but I wanted to, maybe not photographer necessarily. I think it's women, period. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to really say now that I'm probably thinking about
the top two.
The top two is like the obvious ones. You know what I mean?
But I agree with the preacher, man.
Preacher too, man. Yeah,
because he has an arsenal. He could just say, "I want you this week." So, and she wants to be in pastor's good graces. So. That's a no-brainer, especially black preachers.
Right.
Well, I just think it's pretty. You said we talking about preachers. I think it's just like it's a position of power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
they're literally 3 feet off the ground. I can tell you what to do, because he told me to tell you.
And you're a man, a guy. You carry yourself a certain kind of way, whatever and stuff. So I can see how that can be a trick to a person. But I'll go with teachers then.
I'm gonna go with church musicians.
Church musicians, okay.
Oh, they were all kind of.
No, them niggas. No, the drummer.
Okay.
He be getting busy with the sticks and stuff.
Look at his hands, baby. Look at these big old hands. Church musicians, black church musicians. These niggas think they slick. Got wives in other towns and baby mamas. They create baby mamas.
Right.
I'm saying it wrong. They create baby mamas. I would say teachers too.
But I'm gonna say teachers, but more specifically, I'm gonna say like K-5, kindergarten.
I was gonna say middle school. Oh. But I agree with you. Though.
Right. Well, what's the difference between K-5 and the middle school?
K-5, they still happy and vulnerable. Like as a mother, it's like, oh, my baby has big dreams. When you get in middle school, you be like, that motherfucker ain't shit. And it's like, look, you'll do, Mr. Johnson. Yes, I need a dick today.
And see, by the time they get to middle school, the mothers are good and single by that
That's
time.
What I'm saying. She done got rid of, Randy. He ain't shit.
You still don't believe in that old relationship still gonna work out.
Right. He gone. Right. He got a new baby.
Yeah.
It's out of here.
She might be dealing with somebody.
Middle school, she's over it. She's lost the dream. She got the child. Here we are. Might as well go with you.
Right.
You'll do, sir.
Right.
And you look like you got a job. So
Definitely.
Let's keep it at it.
Definitely.
And middle school mean they probably in their 30s.
Definitely.
True.
You're at least going to your 30s. That's 10 plus years. Child's you got to be 9, 10 to get in middle school?
Yeah. About 9, 10, 11, something like that.
Mama's over it. She done been around the block. Right. She ready. Let's do it.
But you got to understand too.
All the morals are out of the window.
Right, and it's a lot of single black mothers around that age.
They gotta be black.
Well, I'm just saying from my
Latinx.
Well, too.
They can be white.
What do you call white folks? What's white folks' name?
I don't know.
What you call them people? Caucasoid, Caucasian.
Okay.
Shit. See, me and my wife watch, these guilty pleasures is what she call them. I call it that bootleg TV. 16 and pregnant, teen mom, all that shit. Right. These crackers be all up on there getting pregnant. Yes.
I believe it.
Yes. You gotta count the Caucasoids too.
True, that's true.
Yeah, everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Literally, everybody can get it.
But single moms, I think, like you said, what do we say? Barbers.
Number one is the barber.
Coaches.
No, we said coaches.
Coaches number one?
Yeah, we said coaches.
See, I think it's the barber because the barber has direct access.
And that's
she has to bring him to me.
Right.
And over and over. Football season.
Right.
That's
basketball
4-5 months basketball, and then baseball is baseball, wherever track is track. Right. So
at least every 2 weeks.
I agree with that.
That's at least every 2 weeks. And it's got to be him. It can't be anybody but him, or we'll just wait.
We'll wait. Yeah.
That's a good point.
He's the guy.
That's a lot of access, man.
Now, I would add pastors before coaches, but that's every Sunday.
True. But as that barber, man, that's a lot of chances. Like you can take a month to kind of get yourself together. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something.
Yeah. That's at least 4 times.
And then you give her a chance to come in, and then one day you catch her. Like, I'm gonna say something to
I'm gonna drop it on him.
You gonna say something to him?
You ain't gotta worry about paying for the cut. It's on me this time.
You know what I'm saying?
It's his birthday.
Right.
You know who it is when the son got the best cut in school in his class.
He got the dang Jalen Rose 12. God, that
It's
got
for a
them
reason, man.
with that perfect fade.
Right.
Yeah, yo, you know what it is.
That's gonna cost you.
Your mama must look good.
Yeah,
that damn haircut is too fresh.
All right, boy.
But yeah, man. So we got like the dose of dopeness, and this dose of dopeness is actually a special one to me. It's my wife.
Me too, man.
Yeah. So yeah,
Jermaine, we like her.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. The rest of the dose of dopeness.
Shout out.
Shout out to
New Orleans zone.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, she owner of runs Kelley King Coaching Services. And like I said, Kelley King is the founder and certified coach of Kelley King Coaching Services, where she uses her 19 years of experience to coach leaders, teams, and organizations around leadership development. So for your one-on-one coaching, she offers packages that include customized learning experiences to help leaders become confident and in control of their leadership identity, and addresses barriers that may get in their way of living into that identity. For teams, organizations, she offers group coaching to support teams by leveraging their strengths individually to become a results-driven team collectively. The time is now to invest in yourself. Many people are in the midst of a career transition, and a professional certified coach can support you through all that. You can visit her at www.kelleyking, and Kelley with an E-Y, kingcoaching.com to check the Kelley Services testimony. Sign up here for free consultations today. So yeah, I want to give her a shout out. She's doing a good job with it. Like I see her work hard with this, and like she's been doing it for like a year. Business is picking up.
She worked with us.
She worked with us a little bit too.
She did a great job because
I got us to a point.
Say she had us having conversations that I didn't think was an issue or thing, things we just didn't navigate through, but she helped us navigate through those things, and I was just like, oh, this really helped, so she really good at what she does.
Yeah.
So drop that website again.
Yeah, it's www.kelley
right
kingcoaching.com. Yeah, so you can research there. And like I said, if you're looking to try to improve your leadership skills or just anything, she's really good at it though. So she got a passion and a heart for it.
She's a natural.
So yeah, so I appreciate it, and that's our dose of dopeness for today.
Perfect. Shar, what we got?
Shout out Kelley.
Yeah, great. So Quattro's fans, new and old.
Gotta come up with a Quattro's.
You can find us on Facebook, IG, and Twitter at 4XDope Podcast. If you want to send us any emails, comments, you can hit us at 4XDopePodcast@gmail.com. And you can also find our great merchandise at www.shops2c.com.
Yeah. I mean, put that in the can. Put that in the can, Joe.